Everybody, welcome back to Frank Presents the Play Call. We are a little short-handed this week due to other engagements, but we're here. We're going to bring you the best possible show we can. I'm joined with Nikki. Nikki, how are you?
Great.
She's having technical difficulty, America. That's why you can't see her face. So until she gets ready to see all of us, we have to see my face. And I apologize for that, but it's okay. So let's start with it. Nikki, let's get going. We're going to recap last week's games. Thursday night, October 26th, the Bucks at Bills. Bills edged them out 24-18 with the win. Sunday, we had the Patriots at Dolphins. No surprise there. Dolphins won 31-17. Rams at Cowboys. Cowboys handled the Rams 43-20. Vikings at Packers. Vikings pulled out the win 24-10. Falcons at Titans. Pulled out the win. The Titans did 28-23. Saints at Colts. The Saints came out with the win 38-27. Jets at Giants, which is, I don't know, it's weird because they both play in the same stadium. So anyway, Jets staying at home at the Giants. 13-10 they won. The Jets did. Jaguars at Steelers. Nikki's team beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh 20-10. Eagles at... I know, right? Let me do it. Let me see if it goes off. Nope, that's the wrong one. Okay. I don't know if you heard it or not. But Eagles at Washington Commanders. Close game. It was really close. Eagles pulled it out 38-31. Texans at Panthers. Panthers pulled out the win at the last minute with a field goal, and they won 15-13. Browns at Seahawks. Seahawks won 24-20. Chiefs at Broncos. Surprise, surprise. Broncos beat the Chiefs 24-9. Ravens at Cardinals. Ravens beat the Cardinals 31-24. Bengals at 49ers, 31-17 win over the 49ers. The Bengals did. Burrow's back. He threw for 3 touchdowns. Led the Bengals past the 49ers. Bears at Chargers. Chargers won 30-13. And then on Monday night, we had the Raiders at Lions, and the Lions beat the Raiders 26-14. So, Nikki, I'm going to ask you, because you won this week. You got the most...
don't do it. Don't do it like that. Don't do it like that.
What? Oh, I can't do it. I want to do it.
No, yeah. You kind of...
I'm sorry. So she wants me to do it like Bree does it. Well, this week in our pick'ems, Nikki won.
Yeah.
I don't have total predictions correct, but she did beat me, June, Brother Cruz, and Bree. So congratulations to Nikki.
All right.
Oh,
do the clapping of the hand. I can't hear it, but it's all about if America can hear it.
It's there. I
Okay. All right.
So, my question to you, it doesn't have to be your team at all. It can be any team. What stood out from those games last week? What game stood out the most, or what stood out to you that is like a sign of concern, or you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Good or bad?
I didn't get to watch a lot of games. I didn't even get to watch our game for real. But I think for me, it was the Lions. The Lions didn't look... Yes, they won. They didn't look good to me.
Okay. What
they
should have seen?
Maybe I'm a little biased because the Raiders wasn't great. You know what I mean? Who did they take? No, they played the Saints. Who they play?
Lions?
Who the Lions play?
No, they played the Raiders in Detroit.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. The Raiders looked terrible, and I felt like the Lions, they didn't put them away. Another one, the freaking Niners, like 3 in a row. Like, what's going on? Like,
so
I don't know.
A lot of people say that Brock Purdy without his weapons is mediocre. How do you feel?
I don't think he's mediocre. You want me to tell you what I think? I think the Niners isn't winning because of their defense. Now, I do understand that offense puts points on the board, right? But it's a team sport. I think the defense ain't stopping nobody. It's so funny because there's people missing on the offensive side, but I feel like the defense is suffering. Like,
I agree. I
you know
agree.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
uh, the thing about it is that, yes, when Brock Purdy has all his pieces, he plays better. But I don't think he's playing terrible. You get what I'm saying? I don't think he's playing terrible. I think Patrick played terrible. Um, um,
Well,
I,
Patrick had the flu, Nikki. We got to give him. He would have got
okay,
SIQ if he was in the military.
all right.
He had the flu. He had the flu. We're gonna give him a pass because he had the flu.
Frank is being funny, America.
Yeah,
Frank is
I am. Go ahead. Listen, why you had to tell them that? I was selling it. I was selling it. They were buying it. They were like, "Oh my God, he had the flu for real."
They said it before the game was even over, and I was like, "Come on, bro,"
Come
because
on.
last year he played with a high
Uh-huh.
ankle sprain
Yep.
and he still won, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
No, the flu's a different beast, Nikki. The flu, oh my God. You know,
okay.
I've had the flu once my whole life. I had COVID many of times, but the flu once, and man,
Yes, this
my
one.
body felt drained. I felt so tired. You know, so I could only imagine what an athlete that works out every day, stays in shape, you know, it's more active in their life than I am in mine, especially as I'm retired. You know, like if I'm almost dying with the flu, he has to be.
But the thing about it is this: um, all week. I mean, it's only been a few games that they actually put people away. When they played the Jags, it's just that we didn't capitalize. They should have blocked that. They had 5 turnovers when they played the Jags. He didn't have the flu then. He didn't play great.
No.
They just ended up winning. Yeah, so we're not about to sell that bill. They got handled by the Broncos. Let's be honest. Last year when they played the Broncos, they won. But what's his name? Russell came back. They came back.
Yeah. In the
They
end,
were just too
yeah.
far behind. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they were just too far behind. I bet you with a little bit more time, that game could have went a different way.
You know,
So,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
so we're not gonna keep talking about this damn flu.
You know, I think a lot of teams are not as strong as they was last year.
Absolutely.
You know, the Chiefs being one, yeah, they're finding ways to win, just like the Eagles are finding ways to win. But they're not as strong as they was last year. You know, I think the Chiefs, when they go up against a team that can actually put up points with them, it's going to be a different ball game because he doesn't have the wide receiver weapons that, and he didn't have him last year. So to be honest, he didn't have him last year. But I'm also going to say that last year in the Super Bowl, that defense, the Eagles defense, didn't do anything to make him feel uncomfortable. You know, he had no. I don't think they had a sack on him all game. He was out there with a high ankle sprain, acting like he never got hurt. So you know, it is what it is. Any other games that caught your attention or no?
Let me think. If it comes to mind, I didn't get to watch a lot. So
Yeah.
the ones that I saw,
For me, one game was your game. Steelers offense looked anemic. They looked stagnant. They looked even yes, you know, they just looked bad. You know, they didn't look good. I felt the defense held on pretty good. I mean, they kept your team to 20, but it's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they need to find another quarterback or find a better offensive coordinator. But I will say this, based off what we saw last night, I'm not going to put it on an offensive coordinator. The next game, Eagles struggling against the Commanders. I think that was, I mean, it's a divisional round, so I get it, a divisional game. Totally understand. But the Eagles got such a better team on paper that you shouldn't be struggling against the Commanders. You know, like that just shouldn't happen. And I mean, that's pretty much it for me. I really don't have much else on the last week's games. I think this week has a lot more games to watch that matter more than last week's games did.
oh yeah,
Well,
of course,
we gonna talk.
we gotta buy.
Yeah, y'all got to buy. So it wasn't part of the games. But so speaking about that, games Raiders losing right after the game, like around 1:00 in the morning Eastern. The Raiders fired Josh McDaniels and the general manager. We talked about this earlier today. So before I give my thoughts on it, I want to get your thoughts on it.
Well, um, I think they were in the so my thoughts and yours is completely opposite with different things, right?
Yeah.
So one was I think something had to shake, right? It was either they lose him or eventually players was gonna want to leave, right? Um, I don't know. I think they pulled the trigger that needed to get pulled. Um, the Raiders weren't it last year. They should, to me, remember I said it. They should have never got rid of Derek Carr. I
Yeah.
thought Derek Carr did well with them. You know what I mean? I don't think Derek Carr was. I don't know how I'm going to say this, right? I think he was good for them, but he was good for them. Right now, they're grasping for straws, and
Mhm.
whoever is closest alligator to the boat, they're trying to get rid of it. So he just the head coach and the GM was the closest alligator to the boat. So they had to get rid of them.
Yeah, I think
We're gonna lose them more players.
yeah, I don't know if like I told you, it's not that I don't agree with what you're saying. And that is so Josh McDaniels' history as a head coach was abysmal. You know, he was fired from Denver. He actually drafted Tim Tebow. A lot of people question that, especially in the first round. I think he could have waited a little longer. But anyways, so his history is not the greatest. It's not the greatest. So when I feel like when the Raiders hired him, they should have had that in consideration. Now I'm big on letting people kind of build their program, right? I think too much changing at the leadership position, i.e., coaching, general manager, stuff like that, is not healthy for organization. It's not. So you take Devontae Adams. The year before he came there, not because the Raiders was a great team, but because the quarterback that he played with in college was there. He goes over 1,000 yards. He does his thing. And then the next season, you trade Derek Carr and you bring Garoppolo in. Now, you and I spoke about this. Garoppolo, right, for the most part, has a relationship with Josh McDaniels. You know, he was in New England with him.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted a quarterback that he probably felt that can understand the system and go from there. So he brought him over and had him playing. But we see that Jimmy G either, fell off the cliff or, like you said, in previous episodes, he's the weakest link on the 49ers. So if you're the weakest link there with all that talent, when you come over to this team, if you're going to be the weakest link again, right?
Who is Chris?
Chris is my brother, my boy, and from the
All
Marines.
right.
He's
brother,
today.
brother, boy.
Yeah.
You got to put your camera on.
It's just, well, you ain't got your camera on, Nikki, and you
Don't do that.
I'm
but
just saying, you gonna tell him?
No. Yes,
Hey,
you
I
got
you,
to.
Chris. Don't worry about it, bro. And she's from Jersey, fam. She's from Jersey.
I am.
Don't hold it against her. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold it.
Whatever.
He's from Harlem.
You gotta put your camera. You gotta put your camera on if you want to be on here.
So,
no, I'm good.
Okay. You better count your blessing because you'd have been off.
I should have warned you, bro. I should have warned you. This one here is spicy, but but yeah. So we talking about Josh McDaniels getting fired. So I think him getting fired. It just goes. I don't think it's right, but I understand why they did it. I understand why they did it. He wanted to make a change. He wanted to win. I just don't understand how these organizations want to win when you keep changing the leadership at the helm.
Yeah. Okay. So what time is it? Like, okay, it's time when you got players saying they don't want to play no more.
They had that already. That was a team meeting.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so when is it time?
But okay, so when is it? When do you put your foot down and say, "Hey, you signed a fucking contract"? You're not the owner of the team. I am. You're not the one that signs the checks. I do. So you came here. You knew what it was. You either take it or you don't. You see what I'm saying? Like we talk about this. Like don't get me wrong. I feel like they should voice their opinion, but let him finish the season out. and then cut them loose. Right now, what's the record? What's the record for the Raiders? Raiders are what?
3-2 and
They're 3-6 right now because they lost.
yeah, I know.
3-5,
Yeah.
right? So 3-5. If you wait to the end of the season, it's not going to hurt nobody because guess what? They're not going to go on a magical run and win the division. They got the damn Chiefs in the division.
Yeah, I know that, but
look how sorry they are, right? They are favored this week against the Giants in Vegas in their own stadium by 1.5 points. Normally, when you got home field, you get 3-point favors. They get 1.5 point favors. That means Vegas, the place where they play at, is saying they're so sorry that the Giants, as bad as they are, can actually go in there and beat them.
that's I concur.
So
actually, the Giants might beat them.
Exactly. So why fire him now? That's all I'm saying. Let him finish off. Bring the next.
He was mad. They were mad.
They were mad. He was embarrassed. He was. The owner's embarrassed. You know, again, the owner is the son of Al Davis, who won 2 Super Bowls with the Raiders. They said he was a maverick in the NFL. You know, did a lot of changes for the game. They have a good fan base. It's, you know, but I just feel that you cannot have sustained, and I hate to say this, sustained superior performance if you constantly changing the leadership that's coaching and developing these players.
America, he did not hate to say that. He said it with pride. Okay.
But it's just the truth, right? I mean, I feel like when they waited, like, why couldn't you wait? Look, the damn Steelers, and they're 5-3. You know, they're 5-3, barely, but they are 5-3. Every game they're chanting, "Fire Matt Canada." Every game. They don't get rid of him. He's still there.
Oh, June is almost done. You got to remember, it's not. I mean, shit. The fans ain't the one. You good? The fans ain't the ones. You know.
Yeah, but I feel a lot of stuff is dictated by fans too. These owners want to please, they want to win. It's prideful. You go to these owner games, like these ownership meetings and stuff like that, and you know, you look at a person that has 6 rings, and you're like, and I haven't won none myself. I think it does add that stress. I mean, look, when you're a billionaire, you don't want to be the best. I want to be the best,
yeah.
And I'm not even. I'm a thousandaire, and I want to be the best.
You know Amen.
So, I don't know. Hey, Chris, you want to add anything about the firing of Josh McDaniels, or you good, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm just here. I'm just here. I'm here for the support. I'm listening.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll jump in if I have something to say, but right, I'm good.
Bet. All right. So listen, me and Nikki talked about this. Lamar Jackson gets ridiculed a lot, you know, or he gets criticized a lot. I'm gonna say he has a bad game. They talk bad about him. He doesn't do something right. They talk about him. But when he does something right, we feel that it's not advertised as much. So Lamar Jackson this year has done 2 things that some great quarterbacks have done, and I'm gonna share my screen now.
So that's right. Share it so they can see it.
Yeah, so one thing, Lamar Jackson has joined Drew Brees as the only quarterbacks to ever have multiple career games with a passer rating of 150. Let me get this thing off the side. And a rushing touchdown. He also
the only.
Yep, he also tied the GOAT, Tom Brady, for the amount of games with a passer rating of 155 or more. So we're gonna give him his flowers.
Oh, what happened?
What happened?
There you go. I can hear you.
Why do you think they don't talk about it?
I already told you. I mean, it was already said a couple of years ago that Lamar used to get hit so bad and never get the call. You get what I'm saying? Because he watched you. He He one of them. You know what I'm saying? And he don't complain. The one time Lamar complained, or the Lamar wanted to get. Oh, okay. Hold on. Sidebar, because it just came to my head now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me put you big. All right. Based off of what you just read, do you think him arguing or fighting, saying that he wanted to get paid, was it justified?
No, I think it was justified.
Absolutely, it was justified. He knew his worth. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I think that that's the problem. Like, look, I was about to bring up somebody else's name, and I'm not going to because I don't want to downplay any other quarterback, but
No,
Lamar is doing. We talk about Patrick,
mm-hmm.
and I like Patrick. You get what I'm saying? The same thing we talked about a couple of weeks ago, that everybody glorified Patrick, but do you know that Patrick and Russell numbers are the same? But you don't hear nothing about right. So it's just I mean, the people that people like, they talk about them, and the people that they don't care about, they don't talk about them, regardless of the greatness that they're doing. They've been doing Lamar like that.
I just got a tweet from a friend of mine that said that Patrick Mahomes had the flu the entire season. That's why his numbers. That's why. No, you know what, Lamar. Oh God, man. So I was watching Speak, right, and in Speak they said what would Joe Burrow look without those wide receivers, right? Without having Jamar Chase, Higgins, and Tyler Boyd and Joe Mixon. What do these some quarterbacks look like without what they have? And we've seen Lamar be consistently good without having a true wide receiver one, a banged up offense. Remember last year during the preseason, they lost the RB1, RB2, RB25, and then he got hurt, and then he sat out because he wanted his money, rightfully so. I'm not going to go out there and injure myself anymore. But when he's in the game, he's second behind Mahomes in winning. He's 17-1 against the NFC. He is the only quarterback active with a unanimous MVP. Only one. Active. You know what I'm saying? Mahomes ain't got that. He might have the rings. He got a few MVPs, but he ain't unanimous. So, yeah, I think he gets criticized for the wrong reason.
He do.
And I think this year he's having a great season. I think that, the Ravens, where they're sitting at right now, is going to be amazing because they can actually make that push that nobody thinks they can do.
Absolutely. Well, they can make it to the postseason. They just got to get over the hump in postseason. Yeah,
they got to play. But if they keep winning, there's a lot of games coming up that matter in the next couple of weeks. Which it's a good transition to the next.
Yeah, it is. That's it.
Sunday we have Eagles versus Cowboys. We have Dolphins versus Chiefs. We have the Bengals versus the Bills. And I want to say there was one more game that was really, really important. I didn't write it down. Hold on, give me a second. So we got Chiefs at Dolphins in Germany. We got the Bills at the Bengals at Bills. We have the Cowboys and Eagles. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Is that it right now?
Who the Ravens playing?
That's what I'm looking at right now, and I passed it. Why am I tripping?
Because I know the Niners got a bye.
Oh, Seahawks at Ravens.
Oh, that's not even.
Yeah, no.
Ravens gonna win that one.
Yeah. So those are three big games this weekend. You got Bills at Bengals. Also, the Bills are going to Cincinnati. Oh, yes.
Bills those. Go ahead.
Cowboys at Eagles. And in Germany, we have the Dolphins versus the Chiefs. Chiefs are the home team.
So look, out of those three games, not out of those, in those three games, what team needs to win? Because I'll tell you.
Oh, so I feel, in my opinion, the Cowboys got to beat the Eagles. The Dolphins have to beat the Chiefs.
Absolutely. And the Bengals.
Yep, and the Bengals have to beat the Bills because of the hole
Yeah.
they're in. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's how I see it. So with that being said, who, in your opinion, is the biggest X factor in those games?
Well, the good old Cowboys.
So no, like
I'm a
okay,
bet.
Cowboys. Who is the X
Hold on.
factor for that team?
Hold on. Chris, you got to talk to him. Hold on.
Chris, she said you got to tag in, bro. You got to do it. So I'm gonna tell you who I think is the X factor. I got you. I'm gonna fill in. I'm good. The Eagles and the Cowboys. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be the X factor. I think CeeDee Lamb has to really show up and be that wide receiver one that makes a difference in a team. Because we already know what the Eagles got. They got Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Swift, Goddard. We know what they got. I think the Cowboys need CeeDee Lamb to show up and be unstoppable in order to win. So I think that's where I would go with the Cowboys. And the Dolphins and Chiefs game, the X factor to me is going to be the running backs for the Dolphins. The running backs for the Dolphins are going to be the X factor because I think if they can get a good run game going and keep the Chiefs off the field, it won't allow Patty Mahomes to find his ignition and go hot. And against Bengals and Bills, the X factor is going to be, for me, Joe Burrow showing up and playing. Mixon's going to be there. The Bills would need Gabe Davis to be actually take off some of that heat from Stephon Diggs. But that's my take on it. June, what's up, bro?
Yo, what is the word? What is the word? It's super dark, man. It's super dark over here. I'm on my way back home. But I had time to jump on. Let's do it.
Okay, so the question, June, is out of these 3 games on Sunday, Eagles versus Cowboys, Dolphins versus Chiefs, and Bills versus Bengals, who is the biggest X factor for you? If you say, well, you're an Eagles fan, so you know you got the Eagles winning. But let's say the Cowboys want to win, what's going to be the X factor there? Or in your team to win?
I honestly, I personally think the Eagles and Cowboys game is gonna be the game. Henry and I always talk about the credibility that the Eagles. We talk about it all the time. The lack of credibility that the Eagles get, right? Don't get. So, and the Cowboys, they could do something great one week and all of a sudden they're Super Bowl contenders. So if they beat the Eagles this week, if they beat the 7-1 Eagles this week, just like that, the Eagles are they're the Eagles who they thought they were. And now the Cowboys are right back into a top 5 team and Super Bowl contender, because that would probably be the conversation. I mean, I hate to bring this guy up, Stephen A, because he gives a lot of credibility to the Cowboys week after week, even though they struggle after struggle. So I think that would just be it. I mean, the Dolphins, a healthy Tua and their offense, they've shown what they can do. They struggled against us a little bit once the pressure was put on Tua. His decision making wasn't horrible. They still put on, I think it was 17 points or whatnot. It wasn't bad. However, I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs, they look beatable to me. To me, the Kansas City Chiefs are not the team to beat this year. They look very beatable at different times this year. And what was the other game?
Bengals and Bills.
And then those two right there, I'm not even worried about it, to be really honest with you. I think we talked about it before. The Bengals, they were a favorite in my eyes coming into the season, but the struggles are very real over there, and they still have a whole mountain to climb, in my opinion. before they could be any type of contenders, right along with the Bills. The Bills, they have their own struggles over there. They signed Fournette, and that's just like a 1%. If that was an iPhone, it would take a week to charge. And they have their issues over there, starting with that quarterback, unfortunately. So yeah, so I would just eliminate that.
So I got a question for you. Hurts is hurt, right? He's not 100%. He's injured. Your team is just so great that they keep finding a way to win despite his horrible play at times. So let's say, because we're going to talk about each game now. Now that you brought it up that way, we're going to flip it to each game, right? So let's say the Cowboys pull out a win. Let's say Dak Prescott goes out there and plays probably the best game of his career, kind of like Kirk Cousins against the 49ers. And y'all lose. So now you're 7-2. You're 2.5 games ahead. Cowboys win, but then you got to play the Chiefs in Kansas City. Then you got the Bills coming to town. By that time, you got the 49ers coming back. They already made a few moves. Then you got the Cowboys again. So let's say if in that time frame, y'all lose to the Cowboys, let's say you beat the Chiefs up because the Chiefs ain't the same Chiefs. But you lose to the Bills or you lose to the 49ers. Now you're what, 7 or 8-4? And you got to play the Cowboys again. But this time you're in Jerry World. It's important. You know what I'm saying? You can't miss a beat because it's only 2.5 games back. But if y'all because y'all have a tough road. After that, then the Seahawks, Giants, and Cardinals, it is what it is. Giants are probably layups if you play it right. But, even if you beat the Cowboys, you still got Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, then Cowboys again. And that's anticipating that nobody else gets hurt.
Yeah, I personally don't see us losing to the Cowboys this week. As crazy as this sounds, I really don't. I don't see us losing to the Cowboys this week. If Waddle and Tyreek Hill couldn't do damage to our secondary, which I personally thought was suspect. There's no way that Dak Prescott will do any damage to our secondary, and I just don't see it. And it's not that I'm biased or anything like that, but going into that Dolphins game, me personally, I was concerned with our secondary. I really was, and I was like, damn, that this is really going to really show is going to really expose us more than what we've been exposed before. And RDC, he really showed out that game. He adjusted well, and it made me feel a lot more comfortable and a lot of Eagles fans. So now it's a division game, so it's a little bit different. So I don't know. I'm excited for this game. It's going to be at home, so the environment is going to be a little bit different. So I think the game after this weekend is really going to put the challenge out there. And as far as Hurts being injured, if this was last year, then I would be a little bit more concerned because he did a lot more work with his legs. So this year he's doing a lot more work with his arm. So I'm okay with I'm not okay with the injury, obviously, but I'm okay with him being out there and put a little bit more work with the receivers and the tight end that we have, and Swift, of course.
Okay. So now let's transition. You said Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Now the Dolphins are in Germany. They're playing the Chiefs. We know that Mahomes is coming off the flu, which he had the flu all season. I don't know if you heard, but he had the flu all season. That's why he's struggling this year, and his numbers aren't as great as they normally are. So, with that being said, how important to you is it for the Dolphins to win on Sunday?
It's extremely important. It's extremely important to me, and it's extremely important to the Dolphins to win. And I tell you, a lot of talk has been put out there, and a lot of talk has been said especially about their previous opponents aside from the Eagles. So they faced a team with a winning record, and they couldn't do much. So now they're playing the Chiefs. So now they could 110% rejuvenate themselves, and they could bounce back immediately. And they're still a top. I don't know if they're a top 5 team from that one list that we were talking about the other day. They're still up there, and I'm not saying they're trash or anything like that, but they could definitely bounce back, and they could definitely be a well-rounded top 5 team in my personal opinion.
What team is he talking about?
The Dolphins.
First of all, June, shut up.
Okay. What you mean? They haven't beat a team with a winning record, and you're gonna tell me they lost to the 6-1 Eagles, and they're a great team all of a sudden?
Well, there's only 2 teams that have beaten more than one team with a winning record this season. There's only 2. It's the Bengals, and I can't think of the other one right now. But the Bengals and one more team are the only 2 teams that have beaten a team with a winning record. At least 2 teams. Everybody else is only 1. So, but you're right. The Dolphins, I think, got more riding on it. And then the next one, June, is then obviously Bills and Bengals. You know, and to be honest, before you answer that, the Eagles have such a lead in the NFC, they can take a L on Sunday. It's not going to deter. I don't think Kansas City's where they're at to beat the Eagles like they did last year. It's just not there. Unless something happens between then. I got you, Nikki. So I think the Eagles are good. AFC has more competition in my opinion. So,
that's not true.
You don't think so?
No. But listen, let me explain something.
Yeah, go ahead. Why?
So no. It wasn't everything that you said I don't agree with. What I don't agree with is all right, so who June said had to win, the Eagles or the Cowboys?
He said Cowboys.
Okay. But there's a reason why the Cowboys, right? So you're right. The Cowboys, they do have to win to stay close, right? But a big reason why the Cowboys have to win is because they can bump the Eagles. The remaining schedule for the Eagles are tough. Now, the team that they might play probably haven't been playing their greatest, but no team has. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Eagles, the remainder of the year for the Eagles is the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Niners, the Cowboys again, the Seahawks, the Giants.
Yeah, we covered that.
Right? So the thing is this, right? It's important for the Eagles to win, but yes, it's more riding on the Cowboys, but it's more riding on the Cowboys because if the Eagles take 2 or 3 losses, somebody else could be the number 1 in their conference. I mean, in their thing. So that's why, So that's why it's more important. Not saying that it's not for the Eagles, but it's important for the Cowboys so they can knock the Eagles.
So right now, the NFC standing, the NFC standing, how it stands right now, of course, Eagles number 1. They got the best record in the NFL.
Yep.
Detroit Lions, Seahawks, then the Cowboys and 49ers. So
yeah, but it's okay. Go ahead.
No. So right then and there, me and you talked about this earlier. So I'm not disagreeing with you, and that's why I asked him the question earlier, but you couldn't hear us. With the schedule coming up, it's a tough schedule. You know what I'm saying? That they're going to come up against, especially later in the season. So taking it, in my opinion, taking the L against the Cowboys on Sunday is not what you want to do. Because if you take
absolutely,
if you take the L on Sunday, and then let's say the next 3
games,
I'm
making.
Yeah, I know. So let's say the next 3 games. So let's say you take the L on Sunday, then you got Chiefs, Bills, and 49ers. Let's say out of those 3 games, the Eagles go 2-1. because they could potentially go 1-2. So they say 2-1, and now they face the Cowboys again.
So, but that's the point I'm making because, oh Jesus, why? But that's the point I'm making because the same 3 games that you're saying about the Eagles, you know who the Cowboys play? They play the Eagles, the Giants, and the Panthers, and the Commanders. Their next 4 games.
All division, they play in all division games. Except the Panthers, obviously.
We all
yeah,
know.
but all those people that they're playing are struggling. Not saying that they what's their name? The Cowboys don't have their, you know what I'm saying? But can you get money? Why do
Nikki,
sorry, it's my these kids are always sucking me dry.
Pause. Hey yo.
It's no pause. I'm talking about my children. Mommy, can I get some money? Mommy, golly.
I think it's more imperative that the Cowboys win this weekend. To be honest,
it
hands
is,
down,
but
hands down.
it is more imperative. But the reason why is because the Eagles have a chance of losing more in the next 4 weeks than the Cowboys.
I think it's deeper than that. I think that they need to beat Dak Prescott needs to beat Jalen Hurts.
I think they're gonna split. I don't think he's gonna beat them out. That's my honest truth.
No. What I'm saying is he's 8-3 against the Eagles. We know he's beating the Eagles. He has a winning record. But as we already discussed in our chat, that record doesn't go against Jalen Hurts. If you put the games that Jalen Hurts started, he's actually like 0-2. So it's like that magical hump you have to get over in order to get to the next spot. They have to beat their fears. They have to beat their bully up in order to get to the next spot. Because if they lose on Sunday to the Eagles, yeah, they might have an easier record going in. But Dak always does great against teams with losing records or teams that are not as strong as them. The point is he doesn't do good when it comes to teams like the Eagles or other teams that are winning records and can hold up. He kind of folds. So I think that it's more mental than anything else when it comes to Sunday's game for the Cowboys.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you, right? I think that's valid. But what I'm saying is, even if he loses this time, they're going to see each other again. And I honestly feel like they're going to split. I don't think neither one is going to sweep that team. Okay. So even if you take an L with them this time and get it the next time, the problem is if you're comparing the next 4 games on each team, the uphill battle is more on the Eagles compared to the the Cowboys. So not that I disagree with you. I think there's multiple different reasons why the Cowboys have to win, just besides beating Jalen. This one good, you know what I mean?
Oh no! I feel you. I'm
because
not
let me tell you this, right? If there's the weakest link, and I'm not talking about a person, I'm talking about position. I think the Eagles' offense is very strong. If you had to pick a weak side, I think it's the defense, right? But I also think the same thing with the Cowboys. Now, if I had to pick which offense is stronger, I might say the Eagles' offense is a little stronger than the Cowboys' offense. But the weakest side for me in both teams is their defense. So that's where the term any given Sunday plays a part. But again, even if the Cowboys lose this time and the Eagles win, that's good. The Eagles still have 3-4 games in the next week that they have to beat to continue to grow the gap with the Cowboys, because I don't think they're gonna. This is just me, right? I don't think they're gonna sweep the Cowboys. So even if they take an L this time and they catch it on the back end, the Cowboys have the Giants, the Panthers, irrelevant team. So if they catch a W there and just stay close, and then the Eagles, and I'm not saying I think the Eagles will catch a L, but what I am saying is the likeliness might be more on their side compared to the Cowboys. Now we know the Cowboys will fuck up a league or fuck up a team that they got no business losing to, but so did the Eagles. So
I mean, we'll see Sunday. We'll see Sunday. With that being said, moving on to the next one. June, you got something you want to say about it, or are you good?
No, he didn't say nothing about the Bengals. The Bengals, sorry.
Oh,
But really quick, I think the opposition that the Cowboys have played against the Eagles is completely different than they faced in the past. They've never faced a Swift. They've never faced a Hurts like he's performing now with a Devontae Smith. I mean, with what's his name, with an AJ Brown, and now with Julio Jones, right?
Oh my gosh,
and a Goddard. No, and a Goddard. You gotta be like real with it, right? I mean, you've seen what a healthy 49ers did to the Cowboys. A healthy, and I'm not trying to compare, but a healthy 49ers all-star team did to the 49ers so-called best defense at the time this year. They got eaten up. So, and then when they played teams with underperforming records or whatnot, they dominated, which Frank already spoke about. So
yeah, but Drew, you got to pick a side.
What do you mean?
No,
what do you mean? I'm picking a side. I've never picked against my squad.
No, let me finish. Pick a side, because now you talking about the Niners being the best, but when it's compared to your team,
no, I've never said that.
Well,
no, what he was saying was that at the time people were saying that was the best defense. So he's being I don't know.
Facetious.
Yeah, facetious. There you go. He's being funny with, like I was being earlier with the flu.
No, you were being funny. He is not being funny. He's trying to say, because the comment he's made wasn't against the Niners. It was against the Cowboys.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Right. So he was beefing up the Niners.
I think at the end of the day, we can all agree that on Sunday, the team that needs to show up and try to win is the Cowboys.
Absolutely.
The Eagles there's nothing going to hurt them there. Nothing. And we can all agree that the Eagles have the tougher schedule moving forward, vice the Cowboys. But I'm gonna say this right before I go to the next one. I'm gonna say this. I think because of the fact that we all know the weakest link on the Cowboys is Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
Every game is a struggle for them. Because if he doesn't show up, he beats up on the weaker teams. We know that. We've established that. He did it last year. Great. But let's say he has an off game against the Giants. It's a divisional game. 8 years worth of film on Dak Prescott, tendencies and all that. What if they split there? You know, what if they don't split? So there's a lot there, and I think that's why I would say the X factor for the Cowboys is going to be Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott has to play a significant game.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to say, June?
No, I didn't say nothing.
Oh, okay.
No, I said I agree.
Oh.
Dak is the kryptonite.
So now with these games in mind, Bills and Bengals, June, Bills and Bengals. Who do you trust more on Sunday, Joe Burrow or Josh Allen? Who?
I'm like, did he answer? Because I could hear you answer.
Allen.
He's saying, so you trust?
Yeah.
You trust Josh Allen more? Go ahead.
Yeah, 100%.
Why?
And why?
I just think I think even though he's made the mistakes that he's made consistently,
Okay, I'll be back.
He's been more consistent, even offensively, on the positive aspect of things, more than Joe Burrow has been. Joe Burrow has not been consistent at all. He's been very inconsistent. Even when he's been healthy. I don't see it. I just don't.
He won.
I don't know what it is.
They're on a 3-game winning streak.
I mean, who they beat last? I don't even know who they beat last.
I'll tell you right now. So they started off bad. They lost to the Browns and Ravens, 2 divisionals, beat the Rams, lost to the Titans. Then they beat the Cardinals, Seahawks, and they mollywopped the 49ers, bro.
No, they beat the 49ers.
Yeah. And if you go to stats, I mean, Burrow's at 1,513 yards passing. He has a 66 completion percentage. He got 10 touchdowns and 4 interceptions on the season, bro. And that's with a strained calf muscle. I mean, I'm not trying to sway you or nothing. I trust Joe Burrow.
I don't know. I still trust Josh Allen and Diggs. I don't know. And it ain't by much. I'm not saying that it's by like a margin. I think that Josh Allen and Diggs chemistry just a little bit more than the Chase and Burrow connection. I just think it's there, especially when it's needed. That's just me.
So you trust Josh Allen over Joe Burrow on Sunday?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going Joe Shiesty. Listen, he already beat him. He was waxing him. He was going to beat him down before Jamal Hamlin died on the field and came back to life. Then he went into Buffalo, Orchard Park, and beat him again there convincingly. It wasn't a last minute field goal. There wasn't a first down. It wasn't. It was he beat him. Joe Burrow went in there, hot weather, cold weather. You're gonna get this work. I trust Joe Burrow. He was hurt at the beginning of the season and played well. We talked about it here on the podcast. And I even said, hey, maybe you might want to sit down for a couple, heal, and then come back. But since he's came back, he's been phenomenal. Phenomenal. We all said it. Josh Allen, how many games he lost or he didn't pay great, and you sit there and say, what else does he need? What else does he need? What else was going on? Blah, blah, blah. All the fucking time.
Man, I just...
Listen. Josh Allen right now in the season has 2, 4, 6. Hold on, bro. That's stupid. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 13, 16, 17 touchdowns, if my math is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 touchdowns. I don't know how many fumbles. Oh, wait. Fumbles, he has 3 fumbles on top of that. So he technically has 5, 8, 11 turnovers on the season. And he hasn't been great, bro. I mean, he's been good, don't get me wrong. But when we talk about trust, it's just some games, bro. But let me know. Tell me, when did you ever doubt Joe Burrow healthy in the playoffs?
In the playoffs.
Can I answer? Yeah. I think.
Oh, you back?
Joe,
we didn't know you was back.
I'm sorry. First of all, June is so freaking disrespectful. 1,000% is Joe. Why would you ever say Josh Allen? Like,
you guys, come on, Nikki.
Are you serious? Even
Nikki.
with his all right. You know what? You've been drinking? Yes. You sucking on something because
freaking 5 guys. Hey.
No,
I'm not even I was gonna say 5 something, but then it would sound really crazy.
Yeah, but it's okay. You're just using their cup. It doesn't mean that it's their beverage.
Look,
are you like? Did you mean to say Joe Burrows, and you just said Josh Allen by mistake.
Look, you know how I felt about Josh Allen all year last year and the year before being not that guy. And I always felt like that. I always said that he can never get over that hump because there's something about him that would just never get him there. And he always proved me right. However, seeing what's his name? Joe Burrow, what he did in the beginning of this year, the first few games, he made me like, oh shit. He is not who he was. And he got a mountain to climb before he makes me a believer all over again. And I didn't say he was completely trash. That's not what I said. But right now,
no, that's exactly what you said when you said Josh Allen over Joe Burrow.
I told you how I felt about Josh Allen. How I felt about him before. I just thought that if you're gonna pay that man what you're paying him, you need to perform what you're getting paid. And he was not performing like he was getting paid. He was not. He was performing like Josh Allen. So until you start getting paid, until you start performing like you're getting paid, I will never go with you again. And that's what I meant about Joe Burrow. I don't think that he was performing to his paycheck. Does it?
I mean, to each his own. But whatever you drinking, you need to stop drinking it. Because
so what you saying? So he earning his paycheck. That's what you're saying.
No,
he earning that EP because they gave him an EP. And he acting like a flat OP right now.
No, what I am saying is this. If I gave him an EP last year over Josh Allen, I'm giving him a motherfucking EP this year over motherfucking Josh Allen. Hey, Josh might move up from the P to the MP, but Joe ain't dropped it.
See, hey, that's the problem. And that's the problem that we got in today's Navy.
Well, it is. So when?
The problem that we got in today's Navy.
We're not about to stop the problem we have in today's Navy
and
with Joe Burrows.
We have to.
No, we'll stop it with somebody else.
Hold on. Listen, Navy leaders, if you're watching this podcast, if you gave somebody an EP last year and them motherfuckers ain't performing, you better not give them an EP this year. If not, you are the problem.
Yes, Chief.
Period.
Yes, Chief.
All right. That's all I'm saying.
The thing is this, right? I agree with you. Joe isn't performing the way we know of him to perform. But I'll say this, right? It's not always about how you begin. What matters is how you finish, right? So he's still got plenty of time to show you the Joe Burrows that you used to have faith in. The thing is this. I don't think Josh Allen will show you any more than what he shows you now for you to say that he's better. Wait till the end of the season and then tell me if you're going to put Josh over Joe during the eval ranking. That's it.
This midterm evaluation right now, they both fight for that EP.
You're right. Okay, fine. We'll
find out this Sunday. We'll find out this Sunday who's gonna get that EP.
I tell you what, man, if he showed up like he showed up last week against the 49ers in Buffalo, we already seen. Look, man.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm gonna say this: he didn't play great at the beginning of the season, but before we could rewind the tapes, we could throw the flag, and we can go in the booth like this. We all talked about how the calf muscle sprain was going to be a problem for him. And we even asked the question, should he sit out or play? We did. We discussed it. So we all know that issue played a part on how he couldn't play, how he played. The last 2 years, that team and that quarterback struggled at the beginning of the season.
Right.
And for some reason, I don't know what it is, he has some Café Bustelo. He goes sees his little Spanish lover, you know what I'm saying? He'll go see the Puerto Rican up in New York somewhere, and he come back, and Joe is Joe Shiesty all over again.
Absolutely.
And that's where we at right now this season.
Listen,
So if you
Julio
asking me,
has been drinking.
if I ask you who you trust more, and I'm gonna answer my question, who I trust more on Sunday, I trust Joe Burrow on Sunday.
Listen, I trust him Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Look, all I'm saying is Josh Allen, he did beat these Dolphins 48-20.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's his highlight win of the season, in my opinion.
Joe needs to win. That's all.
All right. So now Josh has proven this year so far. He's played all games. So we're gonna find out on Sunday who is who in the zoo.
That we will.
Okay. So now, June, then Nikki, who has more pressure on Sunday, Dak or Jalen?
Oh, come on, bro. Dak. Dak has pressure every single game this year. Dak could be 14-0, and going into that 15th game, he will still have pressure on him. And it's sad, but I think that's something that he's put on himself based on the inconsistent level of his play year after year. And not to mention, I mean that paycheck that he's also getting that he asked for, and that franchise tag that he had the year before. And it is what it is. And you know what? I'm not even knocking Dak before, because I was a believer in Dak's performance at 1 year. I was saying, damn, he's a good player. That 1 year where he played for the franchise tag, he played very well. So I was like, damn, Dak, he's a good player. He just didn't have the right pieces around him at the time. And then when they put the right pieces around him, he became the interception king, and that was that, And then I was like, I don't know what happened here. I really don't know what's going on with Dak. So that was that. So I think, honestly, to answer your question, Dak has the pressure, not Jalen. Jalen, he has the. I think he's ranked number 2 in the NFC with the interception, I think, or number one or number 2. But the pressure is still not on Jalen. I don't think it is at all.
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
Who has more pressure, Dak or Jalen?
It's Dak. It's Dak. Dak has more pressure. Hold on. I mean, Dak has more pressure, but see, it's especially for the stats that you said, he has not beaten Jalen Hurts. You get what I'm saying? The pressure's on Dak because the pressure's also on the Cowboys. It's equal. It's equal.
Okay.
Right now, Jalen doesn't really have anything to prove against the Cowboys. You get what I'm saying? Even if he lose, to me, it'd be like, okay, the Cowboys needed that. It's not even more that, oh, Jalen didn't perform. Unless he just really does play bad,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, everything is on the Cowboys. Everything's on Dak. Right now, everybody's saying the weakest link with the Cowboys is Dak Prescott. You get what I'm saying? He is. So yeah, the pressure's still on him.
Okay. I think it's on Dak. I think with Jalen, there's a different type of if he cares. I don't know if he cares or not. A different kind of pressure. Is that last year Jalen compared this year Jalen is not the same Jalen? The team is winning, yes. They're 7-1, but it's a team sport, right? And the difference between Jalen and a lot of quarterbacks is that when it comes down to it, Jalen's not losing the game for his team. So when it comes down to it, he makes the right throw, he makes the right run, he makes the right play, and the team comes out and wins.
The good thing for Jalen is this. It's a lot of quarterbacks that aren't the same from last year. You get what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter. Like even with the decline, the team is still winning. You know what I'm saying? So what we do is we just give grace, right? Well, yeah, he might not be playing the best, but shoot, they're still winning. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So even if him, like, you gotta remember, it's time. Even last year, the Super Bowl, Jalen carried that team.
Mm-hmm.
He carried the freaking team, and they still lost, but he carried them. So because of those little small, actually, I'm not saying small like it don't mean anything, but because of those moments, his decline doesn't. I hate to say it's not defining him as a weak link. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, unfortunately for Dak here, he has so much more bad than good. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, when Dak is 1,000%, he's playing against mediocre teams. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When Jalen's 1,000%, he might be playing against mediocre teams, but he does play 1,000% against, caliber teams. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that Dak hasn't, but the number ratio is not the same. So.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm just throwing a little throwing a little something different out there, see what y'all say. All right, Nikki, you want me to put them pictures out that you put in the chat?
Yeah,
I did have a question for you guys though. And it's an interesting one. So I mean, so now you got the Jets, right? The Jets are 4-3. Without Aaron. And they were showing them clips of Aaron, he's throwing the football and he looks like he could come back next week if he really wants to. It's really weird, right?
Uh-huh.
Did you guys see the videos?
No, I didn't, but I'm tracking though.
He was on the field, he was throwing the ball. I'm like, good Lord, this dude looked like he didn't even have surgery. It's really crazy. So the Jets are 4-3. They play the Chargers, which are 3-4, and they're coming to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy thing is, Zach Wilson, he has not looked spectacular at all. However, they found their way to win 4 games, which is crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of them were against the Eagles, right? Now, let's just say they do pull this one against the Chargers, and now they become 5-3. And let's just say the Bills do lose against the Bengals. I think that will put them over the Bills in that division. How scary do you think that will look? Because now that puts them in a hot running position to possibly keep winning these games and give Aaron Rodgers the opportunity to come back at the end of the season and now put that team at a really playoff contending team moving into the Super Bowl.
Well, I will say this. You don't want to let them get in with that kind of defense they got. They have a defense that's built to where the quarterback does not mess it up, they can win games. It's something Robert Saleh said. He said, we didn't win every game, but we gave every quarterback a run for their money. And they did. They did. So they already know they could beat Josh Allen. They did it already. Week 1, they did it. Hands down. And we all thought it. When Aaron Rodgers went down, 4 plays into it, we all thought, oh, they're going to lose this game. It's the end of the season for them. They're done. And some way, somehow, because of that defense and proper play, they hang in there. So, no, I don't think you want the Jets to get a chance to go in there. Now, I'm not saying, remember, they got to go through a gauntlet of people. What you're going to hope is that, the Chiefs, if they're not the number 1 seed, that's something, like somebody said, if they're the 4th seed or the 6th seed, then now they got to go to Jacksonville game 1 against the Jags. You know what I'm saying? So let's say the Jags have a good game, good Sunday or good Saturday. They knock out the Chiefs, boom. Now you ain't got to worry about the Chiefs. We know the Dolphins are great on stats, but so far when they win against winning teams, they haven't been that great. So now the Dolphins, what if you got to go to Buffalo? Well, no, they'll win the division, so they'll be home. So what if you got to go down to Miami? What if they have a bad day? You know, and now the Jets can find a way to move up. I mean, I don't know. It's not, I'm not gonna say it's scary, but it's something that if I'm a team, I'm gonna look for. I'm looking at. I'm like, okay, we're at the second half of the season. You know, where we at right now? What teams, if they got into the playoffs, can make a run? Look at the Giants in 2007 in the Super Bowl. Well, before the Super Bowl, they told that they were going to hold Brady to under 17 points, under 19 points, something like that. And Brady, a cocky Brady, said, no team has kept us under 17 or 19 points all season. And the Giants kept them to 14 points. The highest scoring offense at the time was kept to 14 points in the Super Bowl. And they were the 6th seed. They were the 6th seed, having to go on the road to beat everybody to get there. You know what I'm saying? So, do you want to take the chance with the Jets? People, sometimes the will to win and the will to never give up super exceeds talent. And if you get Zach Wilson to get a wild card spot, and that young Jets team's like, hold on, wait a minute. We in the playoffs? we a hit away from beating somebody? And mind you, they try to go after Devontae Adams and Mike Evans. So that means in their mind, they know, hey, we can make a run. We can make a run. We got Garrett Wilson. We got Breece Hall. We got this person. We got Zach Wilson. Because Zach Wilson's playing a different game now after I forgot what game they played. Now he's playing better. I mean, defense wins championships. So I don't know. I'll tell you right now, I don't think you want to give him a chance.
Right.
Especially with Aaron Rodgers being able to come back. It's something that, I don't know. You don't want to take the chance. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah. I'm with it, man. I'm with it. It was something I was thinking about before, and I thought it was something very interesting. And it's something that's just been creeping, It's creeping. It's slowly creeping. You know what I mean? And Zach Wilson is slowly creeping, man. He's a creeper, Kind of like what he's doing with the moms, or he did with the moms. He's slowly creeping with them,
So look,
what's up, Nick?
So it's not the same, but it is, right? And what I was about to say is this, right? You know who won the Super Bowl with the same thing? And I'm gonna tell you why I said it's not the same. The Eagles, right? This is why I say it's the same, right? Carson Wentz took them all away, and at the end it was Nick Foles that took them over, right? Now, why I say it's not the same is because Aaron haven't had the opportunity to play. But if you just stay 1 foot in the game, that could be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So, they need to knock them out and knock them out quick.
That's a good analogy. It's a good comparison. Even though that Nick Foles was the backup, where Zach Wilson's the backup, but you're right. One quarterback gets you there, and the other one comes in and cleans it up. That's true.
Yep.
That is true.
Because let me tell you something. If they make it to the postseason, I bet you Aaron would be back. He'd be suited and booted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Ready to take the snaps. Because Zach not gonna take him over. He ain't gonna get to the promised land. But
yeah.
So I think that, like I told you earlier in the week, Nick, that a lot of these because we're so late in the season now, a lot of these teams you're gonna start seeing who's real and who's not. There's injuries piled up. There's trades that happen. Like, San Francisco getting Chase Young. Everybody's like, oh, well, Chase Young hasn't really hit. Well, I didn't know that Nick Bosa and Chase Young played together at Ohio State.
The ink didn't even dry. They put that out.
I tell you something.
Yeah.
And we already seen.
Yeah. I mean, it does tell you something, but you got to be careful, right? Because I think that was the mindset people did when they did, when Carr and Devontae came back together. And I think a lot of other people have been trying to, run after that. And it has been successful, but not as successful as, as Joe Burrows and
Jamar Chase.
Right. I think everybody try to, get that back, and it's not the same.
Well, chemistry is different too. I think we didn't get a real good sample size of Derek Carr and Adam. We only got one season. Sometimes things take a little bit to develop, right? Just because you were great in one position or one time, kind of split up. You go your separate ways for a couple of years, and you come back together. Things are going to change, and you got to find that routine. You got to find that click. You got to find where the changes happen, and we can still be who we were, right? So I'm not going to say it was only 1 year, so I can't really. I hear what you're saying, but me personally, I wouldn't, because it was 1 year. You didn't get a chance to recalibrate. Joe Burrow and Chase were together right after college. The problem was Chase got injured his knee, and he was out the whole year. So by the time he came, and Burrow got hurt too, remember? So they were both out. So now they got back together, and boom. And if you notice, when Burrow's not on his game, Chase ain't on his game.
Well, yeah, because the chemistry.
Exactly.
Chemistry, though.
So it's when Burrow's when Burrow's burrowing, Chase is chasing. You know what I'm saying? So
I love it.
I'm gonna share my screen here, June.
Listen, hater in June. Yeah, the hater in June came in. He couldn't enjoy that one.
Hey, so Nikki sent this out. The top tiers for best edge rushers in the league.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Going into week 9. Tier 1 is T.J. Watt, Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Josh Allen. Tier 2 is Hassan Reddick, Khalil Mack, Hutchinson, Trey Hendrickson, Brian Burns, Daniel Hunter, and Montez Sweat. Tier 2 is Chase Young, Carl Granderson, Cameron Jordan, Josh Sweat. Are they related?
No, Chase Young and them that's tier 3.
Oh yeah, tier 3. Sorry, tier 3. Josh Sweat, DeMarcus Lawrence, Highsmith, Bosa, and Bradley Chubb. So tier 4 is Thibodeau, Johnson, Greenard, Preston Smith, Greg Rosuo, whatever. Will Anderson, Jalen Phillips, Andrew Van Ginkel, and Rashawn Gray. Tier 5 is Zadarius Smith, Shaquille Barrett, Jadeveon Clowney, Jermaine Johnson, Boyd Math, Sam Hubbard, Leonard Floyd, and George. Oh yeah, Carla Tiff, whatever. Anyway, tier 6 is Brian Young, Trayvon Walker, Danico Autry, dude from the Charger, Thule, Mike Dana, whatever his name is, Kwity Paye, Epinesa, and Dennis Gardeck. Nikki, did you send me this because you wanted to point out how Trayvon Walker was tier 6 and Adrian Hutchinson is tier 2?
I'm happy you said that, but I was going to point that out.
Because I was reading the list, and I'm like, this is her way of being petty. I don't disagree with this list. I'm going to save my question to June based on me and Nikki's conversation earlier this week until we get done with all the slides. But do you guys disagree with this or have anything you want to add or say about it?
I thought it was a lot of people on it, but it's all right.
I mean, a lot of these guys you really don't hear about on Sundays. June?
Right.
I mean, You already know how I feel about Hassan Reddick. You hear about him when it matters the most, which is in the fourth quarter. And he's sacking the quarterback, saving the game. So I was moving up to tier 1.
Oh no. Who the fuck is that?
What do you mean?
He's the one that had the 2 sacks and 1 strip sack fumble earlier in the season to win the game for them.
And that's why we're gonna move him up to tier 2.
Three games in a row. And he's had a sack every game. He missed the first 3 games because he had a surgery in his hand.
Yeah.
Came back, had a sack every game. I mean, that's what he does.
Well, I mean, that's his opinion. Okay. You know, I'm not saying he's wrong. I like Hassan Reddick. He's a good defender. I've given him props. TJ Watt, I don't know. Because I don't think he's not even number 2. Is he in sacks on a year? Is that
so? No, he's not. I put it as if they didn't have it in any particular order. They just threw names up there.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So because TJ isn't number 1, but I just figure, okay, they just threw names on the list, but not in no particular order.
TJ Watt?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's number 2 for sacks in the year.
Yeah, but he got
with 9.5.
Yeah, he just got that last night.
Yeah, he got that last night. Before that, he wasn't number 2.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Maybe Josh Allen was number 2 then.
Yeah.
I don't think Josh was number 2. Well, I know Josh was above TJ before last night.
He was number 2. He wasn't number 1 though. He was number 2. Yeah, because
okay.
Yeah.
It was Demarius or DeMarcus that was whoever that dude name is was number 1.
Well, Daniel Hunter is number 1 with 10.
Okay, yeah, so it was him.
Hunter.
And then what? TJ got 9 now.
9.
It was a lot of. Oh, it was a half that made him go over.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that I don't think they're in any particular order in each tier. So June, if you moved up Hassan Reddick, who you moving down to tier 2?
Come on,
Micah.
Oh, let me look at this list. Who he moving down?
I'm asking him.
I would just move him up there, man. You know, because I mean, they're all solid, man. You know, I'm not. Because I'm a realistic person, man. They're all solid. I mean, Max Crosby. I mean, he shows out every single game. And in my opinion, I love the way Myles Garrett plays every single game, every time he plays year after year. And I would personally put Myles Garrett, you know, probably number 1 over TJ Watt in my opinion, but that's just me. Given his situation, but I mean, you got to give it to TJ, doing what he does numbers wise. Numbers don't lie. But and then thing with Micah, I mean, you know, like we talked about before, they changed his position. So I mean, it's always going to be inconsistent based on what he does. But I don't know. I like Myles Garrett. I like what he does. Now Max Crosby, again, man, the guy's a beast. Can't knock that. Josh Allen's a beast.
He's solid. Yeah. All of them.
That whole top tier is a beast. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Nikki.
I mean, I don't disagree. You know where I think it's okay. Again, I agree with you when you said some of these people I don't even know.
Yeah.
But you know, whoever made the list, I obviously think the people that I don't know should be on the list. So I know people in the tier 1, so I think they're, and it's not even that I know them, they are game changers for the team in that position. So I think it's fair. But I'm gonna let you finish so we can talk about one person in tier 2 and one person in tier 6.
Oh my God. You can go ahead and talk about it because June, so she's gonna explain something. And I told her it just depends on the system. So go ahead. I'll wait.
June. Okay, I don't want to say bust, but Trayvon Walker was picked number 1, right? And then
Mhm.
Hutchinson was picked number 2. But Hutchinson has had a better, I hate to say career because it's only 2 years, but it's true. So do you think, I don't want to say it was a reach, but do you think that, I'm not, I'm about to say, I'm not going to tell you the team that picked who number 1, but you can clearly see it.
I'm looking at. I'm like, wait a minute. Is it not the teams that I'm looking at?
But do you think that you can't say a reach because it's not like he's not doing well, but do you think the team made the wrong decision by picking him over Hutchinson? Yeah. That's a question. It's burning.
No. No, I'm pretty sure they had
June
the
been smoke
reasons.
it. I don't know why
No,
I
no,
asked you.
they had the reasons. You know what I mean? They had the reasons why they picked who was who. At the end of the day, it's just the way that the cards fell out. At the end of the day, they ain't pan out. You know, the Jets picked Zach Wilson, thinking that they were going to be the next. You know, but it didn't pan out. So no. I mean, he hasn't done bad. It's just maybe next year he'll have a beast of a season.
So you know what it is, right? Nikki's looking at the numbers. That's what she's looking at. Aiden Hutchinson.
No, I'm not looking at the numbers. You remember I said that when we talked because you look at numbers. I'm looking at they're playing.
Yeah, but they all have different systems, love. That's why some players you move them to other teams, they don't do good. So it's just possible that Hutchinson is matching up better with the Lions defense than Trayvon Walker is matching up with your defense. Because he's an edge rusher and so is Josh Allen. So it's
I know. And you see where Josh Allen is.
Yeah, but he's also had a good turnout, right? So you have some players that no matter what system you put them in, they should stand out. PJ Walker, Nick Bosa, Micah is kind of an exception to this because they move him around. I think he's really a linebacker that gets moved into the edge. So he's not your typical edge rusher. He's a unicorn in a sense. He does multiple things, right? But Max Crosby, Myles Garrett. So I don't know how these guys will fit in another system, but we could only say that, hey, based on how they play and the fact that they're tier 1 players, no matter where they go, they're going to play good, right? For me, where you're at, and because you're questioning your draft, that's what you're questioning. You're questioning why did they draft him and not the other person. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, what if you did get Hutchinson and he still was a dud because he doesn't fit your system? Would you be questioning that too?
And, that's the thing, though. That both teams are 6-2, and both players are both starters.
Yeah,
but they're both fitting their system well. It's just like you said, one plays for this system and the other one plays for the other. And at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to.
I hope you don't start acting strange. Ever since you came around.
So, yeah, and they both starters. They both have winning records. I think she's splitting hairs, in my opinion. Only because I don't know if Trayvon Walker. It's all about coaching too, right? Doug Peterson is what you call it? Is an offensive guy. I think Dan Campbell was a defensive guy. That plays a difference, like I don't know. I think for me personally, with her, I feel that she's splitting hairs on this because what if Hutchinson came over, he was a dud? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, we could compare stats. You know, just gotta find
We
the
did.
stats real
We
quick.
did. Hutchinson's numbers are a little better than Trayvon Walker's, just a little better. But it's a different system, bro. Different system, different conference, different division. You know, Trayvon Walker's not facing the AFC has more talent, more better teams than the NFC. NFC, when you say NFC, you think about Eagles, 49ers, and who else? Now the Lions. You know, you say AFC, you're like Bengals, Bills, Ravens, Miami, Chiefs. You got the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? You start naming a bunch of teams off, and when you go to NFC, you're like, oh, name some quarterbacks in AFC. You could boom at the top of your head. You go NFC, it's like, oh shit, Jalen Hurts. So
We got some powerhouse quarterbacks in the NFC, dude.
Ooh.
Dobbs.
Okay, June. All right.
Purdy.
Purdy's good.
Next question.
Exactly. Next question, right? Anyway, best corners, man, through week 9. I'm not going to read. Maybe I read all the names because the people that are not watching this on YouTube. But tier 1 is Devin Witherspoon, Marshawn Lattimore, Sauce Gardner, Patrick Surtain, AJ Terrell, and Jalen Ramsey hasn't even played. Never mind. I ain't doing this.
I hate when they do that. God, I hate when they do that.
He ain't even play, bro. He ain't even play. He ain't played one game this whole fucking year. All right. Unless you got anything else you want to talk about, you can go in our tape predictions.
Let me see really quick. I did want to take a little bit, not a little bit, really just your take real quick on that Dobbs trade to the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because they made that trade for a reason.
Yes.
They seen the team was 4-4. They're 3-1 in a way, obviously. I mean, do they see that team being a wild card team at best? I see that team being at best a wild card team. I don't see that team being anything more than that, in my opinion.
You asking me if they made the trade because they think they can make the wild card?
Right.
Yeah.
Or do you see them being a legitimate division leader?
Here's the thing: standings. Let's look at standings, right? In the NFC North is Detroit, Minnesota. No, they're not going to win that division. Detroit is doing their thing. Detroit's 6-2. Mm-hmm. So, in my opinion, I think they did that, one, to try to stay afloat this season because they're only 4-4 right now. Right. And 2 is I don't think they're bringing Kirk Cousins back next year. I don't think they're going to keep him. So they're trying to find something to move off of. And Dobbs obviously was playing pretty decent if they decided to go out and get him, you know? So, and I think Cardinals are tanking. It doesn't really matter. But no, I wouldn't put too much stock into it, to be honest with you.
You know, that injury to Cousins was probably a blessing in disguise for Minnesota. I hate to say it that way.
Why?
But because if their plans were to move away from Kirk, I mean, boom. Hey, you know what? Take this time. We're gonna go ahead and I want you to focus on your rehab. We're gonna go ahead and focus on the next talent so we could go ahead and start the rebuilding process without. We're gonna go ahead and just part ways mutually.
Yeah.
I didn't agree to it. Yeah, we're gonna do it mutually though. It's a mutual thing, okay? That's what we're gonna tell the press. We mutually did this.
This is mutually. But what if Kirk Cousins never got hurt and he actually made a nice little run in the playoffs?
That's because he was doing all right. He was actually, I think he was doing pretty good.
Yeah, he was. He was doing pretty good. He wasn't doing too bad. So, and that's the thing that, is it a gift and a curse? I don't know. I feel like going after Dobbs, who was a backup, who been around the league for a little bit, and can manage you some games. They do have some pieces there, so why not go after him? Plus, if it doesn't, what did they really give up? Nothing crazy for it.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Their next opponents, bro? Atlanta, New Orleans, Denver, Chicago, Las Vegas. You know what I mean? That's Minnesota's next, few point.
yeah. So if you go to Minnesota, and let's look at the Lions. Who the Lions got left? Lions got Chargers, Bears, Packers. Those are 2 divisional. Saints, then Bears, Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys, and Vikings again. I think they have a tougher schedule. The Lions do, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Who has a tougher season? Who?
I think the Lions got a tougher remaining season than the Vikings.
All right, let me go look.
I think if we live closer to either of these teams, well, not Detroit because they sold out, but if we live closer to either of these teams, we'd probably make each of their games at a decent price.
Yeah.
So I know Kurt has hurt or whatever. I honestly was very underwhelmed the last game that the Lions played. Like, they weren't great to me at all.
Right. We talked about it. Remember, Frank?
Mm-hmm.
If the Lions played the way that they played, that we'll see them like exiting their playoffs pretty quick.
That's even if they make it. Yeah, the Lions. Now they it's a 50-50 chance against the Chargers because you know how I feel about the Chargers. They'll do fine with the Bears. Probably pull it out with the Packers, the Saints. Oh no, they don't have a tougher season. No, they do not.
I said remaining schedule.
Hold on, let me look. Let me go look at the Vikings. No, they do not.
Look at the Vikings.
You comparing it to the Vikings?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they do.
That's what we're saying. Not that the whole NFL, just those 2, because they're 1 and 2 in their division.
Yeah, the Vikings are straight.
Yeah, that's why he's asking that they go get Dobbs, thinking they could still make a run. Yeah, they don't want the season to be lost.
But do you think Dobbs was the answer?
I mean, he could manage the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, in the video I put in the chat, the Herd was Colin Cowher was talking on his podcast on the volume, on Volted or whatever it's called, about how you can still win with your quarterback struggling. And he was talking about last night with Kenny Pickett winning the game over, Levis. And Pickett didn't play great. He had 1 touchdown. He didn't throw no picks. But who has the better team? If you compared position by position, the only position that the Titans are beating the Steelers in is going to be running back because they have Derrick Henry. But if you look at running back, if you look at wide receivers, all they had on the inside, DeAndre Hopkins. You got George Pickens. You got Deontay Johnson. On the other side, you got 2 better wide receivers than what he's throwing the ball to. So we all seen how your quarterback can struggle and y'all can still win.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether he's the answer or not. All he got to go in there is not F the game away. He doesn't F the game away. He makes the plays they need to make, keep the people off the field, let the defense do what they do, and they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. I think they went after him, man, because they see him, they see what talent he brings, they see got what he needs, and I think he's, even though the Cardinals are 1-7, but that's not all on him either. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's not all on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for him, man. It's good for him.
All right, let me write this stuff down. Because Nikki is busy. She is busy. Got me my notebook. All right, Nikki, get ready. You want me to do predictions now? So I don't want you here taking 20 years to pick one person, okay? One team.
Yeah, she is.
Shut your mouth.
Nope. June, when we stop recording, I'm gonna tell you what I almost did to her today. She would have been mad at me, bro. She would have been mad at me. All right, we're gonna start doing week 9 predictions. I'm gonna put me.
I picked the Jaguars.
Okay, they're not even playing.
Still pick them. Let me look, because this week gonna be hard.
Hey, all right.
All right. We already went Steelers. So Washington at Patriots. I'm going Pats. June, what you going?
Washington.
Okay, Commanders. Nikki?
Oh goodness. I actually agree with June.
So you going Washington?
Yep.
Okay. Dolphins at Chiefs in Germany. First game of the Sunday. I'm gonna go Chiefs. June?
Dolphins.
Nikki?
Damn, I actually agree with June. I'm going Dolphins.
All right. Vikings at Falcons.
Vikings.
You going Vikings? All right.
Mhm.
June?
Yeah, I have to go Vikings, man. That Falcons receiver is out. London, I think that's his name.
Oh, he's out?
Yeah.
Drake London? Damn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're gonna go. I'll go Vikings too for it. All right. Cardinals at Browns. Deshaun Watson starting. I'm going Browns. June?
No, Browns.
Nikki?
I'm going Browns.
Okay. Rams at Packers. Rams at Packers. Oh my God.
I'm going Green Bay.
You going Green Bay?
Yep.
June?
I'm going Rams.
All right. I am going to go. Fuck, it's in the cold. Oh, I'm going Packers. No, I'm going Rams. I don't see the Rams losing. How many games down in a row? No. I don't see it. Rams. All right. Bears at Saints. I'm going Saints. June?
Yeah. I am going Saints.
Nikki?
I'm gonna go Bears.
Bears. All right.
Damn, I thought about it too.
Seahawks at Ravens. I'm going Ravens. Nikki?
I'm going Lamar.
June?
Yeah, Ravens.
Okay. Colts at Panthers. Oh, man. I'm going to go Colts. June.
It's tough, man.
It
Panthers
really
coming off
is.
that big win. Do they keep rolling after this one, or do they stop?
I don't know.
Dang, man, this is tough. And they're playing at home. I got Minshew Mania continuing over there.
Colts. All
Going with
right,
the Colts.
Nikki.
I'm going Panthers.
All right. Giants at Raiders.
See, these things are so hard, but they all suck.
I'm going Raiders.
That's tough. This is a tough one.
The whole week is tough.
These two teams in particular, though. Can we talk about that?
I mean, we can.
Oh, Raiders ordeal?
Yeah, you wasn't.
Yeah, we already did.
We just
Yeah.
talk about firing. I'm going to Giants. No,
All right.
I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
All right, Nick, what you got?
I'm going to Raiders.
All right, I'm writing it down.
It don't matter. I could change it before.
Not before we get
Wow.
done.
Yeah.
Only before we get done
I-
recording.
No, I
That's
definitely
it.
could
I'm
change
going
it
Raiders.
before Saturday.
No, I already said it. I'm the commissioner. All right.
Boo.
Cowboys at Eagles. I am going Eagles. June's going Eagles. I don't even know why I'm even looking at him. Nikki.
Pick smartly, Nikki.
I'm gonna go Philly.
You going
Mm.
Philly?
Yep.
Mm.
They're playing in Philly. So
Yep, in Philadelphia. All right. Sunday night, we got Bills at Bengals. I'm going Bengals.
I'm going Bengals. June is going Bills next.
I'm going Bengals too.
He's a turd.
All right, Monday night, we have the Chargers at Jets. Chargers at Jets. Jets coming off the bye week.
I'm
It's
going
hard
with
because
Jets.
the Chargers are iffy to me too. Yeah, I'm going Jets.
You going Jets,
Hey,
June?
put me down for the Bills, bro. Take me out from freaking Mr. Average Joe, man.
I told you he was going Bills. So you didn't write Bills for June?
Nah.
I told you where he was going.
But I want him to tell me. I don't want nothing. I want Chargers. All right, so that's
Where they're playing? They're playing at
in New Jersey.
Georgia?
Yeah, New Jersey.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. I'm gonna go first. Hey, another great episode. We was down Bree. Shout out to her for always hosting and doing the questions and stuff. You know, it's a little challenging. But yeah. I'm glad you tuned in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification button. June?
Yeah, I checked in a little bit late. We got this thing going on tomorrow, so I've been trying to get some things together last minute. So
I'm about to tell America.
What'd she say? She
Go
always
ahead,
trying to
James.
interrupt. She always interrupting. Let me tell you.
I'm sorry.
Ever since she made Chief,
Here we
y'all,
go. Here we
she just ain't been the same. Let me tell you guys. Just kidding, but not really. So again, good time on here. Looking for this big W on Sunday for all you old boys. Stay tuned on Sunday. Look for this W. Hopefully they move the game to prime time. Hopefully they do. But regardless, I will see you guys on Sunday. Stay safe out there. Pray. We'll see you eventually this week. And Nikki, close it out. Nikki, close it out.
So America, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, and have not laid eyes on June, but besides through this phone. June, where you live? All right. he don't want to tell y'all Jacksonville. I mean, he don't want to tell y'all America, but y'all can guess where he lives. Anyway,
Shut my camera off. Shut my camera
anyway,
off.
whatever. Anyway, America is always great coming on here. I was on and off, so I do apologize. My life is great. Y'all stay blessed, stay warm. It's starting to get a little chilly. Some of this location weather has been bipolar, but I hope you had a great Halloween with the churn. And yeah, I guess till next time. Hopefully I win this week again. I wasn't on my square, but hopefully I win again this week. Till next time, bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.